Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope everybody's having a great start to their weekend overall, man. I'm back at y'all with what's currently going on in the boxing world, man. We're gonna speak about Keyshawn Davis and Edwin de los Santos being canceled due to the bad decisions made by the businessman. Then we're gonna get into Teofimo Lopez pretty much confessing not being confident in defeating Devin, Haney. You see what I'm saying? And then, of course, we're going to get into some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building so far. If y'all can go ahead and hit the like button, that'll be very much appreciated. Let's get into the comments, man. Go get the money, says, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, brother. I hope everything is well. Slime, what's going on, brother? Bullies, what up? Coffee Plant, what up? He said, Key, why you laughing and smiling after missing weight? We definitely going to talk about that. Just Cuz 75, what up? Yeah, man, it's a really, really unfortunate situation, bro. Very, very unfortunate situation. It's definitely a bad look. Embarrassing, to be honest with you. Keyshawn Davis, like, y'all just need to listen to Mazuma TV, bro. That's all I really gotta tell y'all niggas, man. Of course I didn't know that he was gonna miss weight. You feel what I'm saying? I felt like they kept that under wraps, but at the same time, I tried to tell you niggas exactly what Keyshawn Davis's plans were. And in my honest opinion, I think that this was intentional. I don't think that Keyshawn Davis really attempted to make weight no, I think he missed weight intentionally. But I do think at the same time that they was going to be able to renegotiate, behind the scenes or, pay a little fine. I don't think they really anticipated Edwin de los Santos' team to walk away from this situation. But to be honest with you, I'm not mad at Edwin de los Santos' decision at all. I'm seeing people criticize Edwin de los Santos on the socials. It's like, really? We going to shit on Edwin de los Santos for walking away from somebody who intentionally was trying to fuck them over? You know what I mean? Y'all the same people that was saying Devin Haney should have pulled out of the Ryan Garcia fight when Ryan Garcia missed weight. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all said it was dumb for him to continue on with the fight. He shouldn't have accepted the money. He should have just canceled the fight. Okay, Edwin de los Santos did that because he already had many disadvantages going into the fight. Then they want to add on a few more things. Nah, man. Not at all. Especially they wasn't even trying to really see. He wasn't even attempting to cut the weight. You feel what I'm saying? I heard that's what made them walk away. Like they had like a fee set up and things of that nature. But what really pissed them off is that Keyshawn Davis didn't even attempt to get them extra pounds off. And when you look at Keyshawn Davis on the scale, to be honest with you, he didn't look like he was weight drained at all. It didn't look like I still seen water in his system. Like he looked like he could have definitely got the weight down. He chose not to. In my eyes, when somebody does that, there's an intention behind that. You feel me? Go get the money says, why you say Keyshawn missed weight on purpose? I'm going to tell you why, brother. I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like he could have easily made the weight. So if you intentionally do not try to cut the weight, there's a reason behind why you're doing it. I told you guys from the very beginning that Keyshawn Davis knew goddamn well he wasn't fighting no Abdullah Mason next. You feel what I'm saying? I told you guys he was not fighting Abdullah Mason next. Why? Because for the most part, the higher-ups, the powers that be over at Top Rank is not going to let neither one of these guys cash themselves out this soon. You feel what I'm saying? Why would Bob Arum, Brad Goodman, whoever's in charge of this shit over at Top Rank, why would they cash out either one of these guys and have to restart all over again and fuck their money up with either one of these guys at this point in time when they can have Keyshawn go up to 140 pounds and attempt to get a belt up there? Abdullah Mason, he's ranked number 2 in the WBO from what I understand behind Sam Noakes. He could fight Sam Noakes for the vacant title. Could probably beat him. I don't know Sam Noakes as a fighter, so I can't really speak on that. But why would they cash out both of these guys? Why would they why would they fuck over either one of those fighters this early on in their career when they could separate them and make them champions and make money off of both of these guys? Why would they do that? You feel what I'm saying? Keyshawn Davis, if you listen to his interviews, he said a couple things. He said that this whole camp, he was walking around at 146 pounds. Facts. All y'all got to do is just look at the interviews. I think he did one with Andre Ward where he said that. You know, Ariel Helwani. It was one of those interviews that he did in the lead up to this fight that he just did this week. And he said he was walking around this whole camp at 146 pounds. If you're walking around 146 pounds throughout the entire course of an 8-week camp, it should be nothing to cut those 11 pounds. It should be nothing to cut off those 11 pounds. In 8 weeks, that's easy work. I've seen fighters come down 20, 30 pounds in 8 weeks and make weight well and still perform well. Trust me, I've seen it happen. So if you walk around that light, I'm assuming that, you know what I mean, you keep yourself in check. It ain't like Keyshawn Davis blew up to 180 and then trying to cut down 30. No, he said he was the whole camp. He was 146 pounds. So in my mind, when you telling me that and that you purposely come in 139 pounds, you didn't even try. You did not even try. This makes me go back to the Shakur Stevenson situation where he missed weight. Who was it against? Conceição? I believe he missed weight against Conceição. And, you know, I thought, and I was telling y'all then, I feel like he purposely missed weight at 130 so he could go up to 135 because there was a lot of smoke in the division at the time, and Shakur wanted a piece of that because he didn't feel like there was really any legacy defining fights at 130. So I thought he purposely went to 35. You want to know how I know? Because this motherfucker Shakur Stevenson makes 135 too motherfucking easy. Too easy. Where I'm willing to bet, in all honesty, he could make 130 right now. But considering that he's been at 135 for these past few fights, there ain't really no point in going back down. You know what I mean? The money there's more money up in them higher divisions, so that's why Shakur chose to go up there. Keyshawn Davis, there might have been several reasons why he did this on purpose. There's another reason. When you ask Keyshawn, who's a brand ambassador for Ring Magazine, so he has a relationship with Turki Al-Sheikh, when you ask him what fights he wants next, he sit here and he tells you Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, that's the top name that he got on his list right now. All he's been talking about is Teofimo Lopez, who's currently the WBO champion at 140 pounds right now. He had the WBO strap. So you seen how Shakur Stevenson, you know, he was pretty much he missed weight and all that good shit. He was stripped of his titles, all that good shit. Then he was able to go up to 135 and compete for the WBC off of the rip. You feel me? So there might be some possibility, you know, with Top Rank and the WBO having a good relationship that they could, with, you know, Keyshawn transitioning to 140, he could become Teofimo Lopez mandatory. Right or wrong? It's not impossible. He would have had a better shot if, he actually made the weight and kept the belt and petitioned the WBO. I don't know if he could petition the WBO considering he just got stripped. But regardless, he could find himself in a good position to be Teofimo Lopez mandatory at 140 pounds. That's what I think. He had the state champion to do that. Like I said, shit happens, bro. I genuinely believe with the relationship that Top Rank and the WBO have, I'm pretty sure that the WBO and Top Rank could work something out where fucking Keyshawn Davis becomes Teofimo Lopez mandatory. I'm just saying. I genuinely feel like that's something that is extremely realistic. Extremely realistic. Let's take this into consideration as well. Teofimo Lopez and Top Rank have not been seeing eye to eye for a very long time. They have not been seeing eye to eye for a very long time. And what does Top Rank usually do when they on bad terms with a fighter or whatever the case is? You know, and they see that fighter wants to leave them. They either, one, pack them the fuck up, give them a tough fight and pack them the fuck up and leave the business, leave the company with a loss, or they attempt to tarnish your reputation. Right? Mayweather told y'all this years ago. He was like, "Oh, Top Rank, he always said that Top Rank was bad business." But one of the things he had highlighted about Top Rank is, if you attempt to leave Top Rank or if you end up becoming going into Top Rank's, if you're not on positive terms with Top Rank and they see you about to leave them, you know what I'm saying? You most likely they're gonna do whatever they can to make sure that you leave their company with an L, whether it's inside or outside of the ring, right? With Shakur Stevenson, when they seen that he was talking shit about them and all that shit, they knew they couldn't beat him in the ring because they didn't have the talent necessary to do so. So you know what they did? Tried to tarnish his reputation, showing the crowd leaving the arena and all that good shit. Terrence Crawford, they didn't have the talent necessary to beat him. So what did they do? They tried to tarnish his reputation. Oh, all I ever do is lose money on Terrence Crawford. Oh, he doesn't want to promote his fights. With the money I lost on him, I could have built the house in Beverly Hills. And that's why that lawsuit between Crawford and Top Rank, ended up becoming a thing because, they'll purposely, and, you got to look at it this way. These promoters put lots of money into these fighters, right? And sometimes, sometimes they won't even break even. They might take a loss trying to build a fighter up, and then they see the fighter leave, and they're like, damn, I've been putting all this money into you, and now you want to walk away? All right, got you. Say less. And they'll do what they do try to get some type of get back at them, because you're not about to take all that money they invested in you and go somewhere else with it unless you leave with a motherfucking L, or at least, or you know what I'm saying? If we gonna go down, you gonna go down with us. That's the tight time that these promotional companies be on. So I said all of that to say Teofimo Lopez and Top Rank not seeing eye to eye right now. They haven't been seeing eye to eye for a good amount of time. He's always stated that Top Rank underpays him. He feels like he's getting fucked over by the corruption of the sport, blah, blah, blah. He was just saying this on his live stream on Twitter yesterday or the day before, whatever it was. So it's to the point where Top Rank isn't even in control of who he fights anymore. They're just like, you know what? We don't want to deal with you no more. Go fight who the fuck you want to fight. Just bring that percentage that you owe us back, and we cool. That's how strained their relationship is. So, knowing that Teofimo Lopez might be out within the next couple fights, he has something that they care about. That WBO world title. That WBO world title. Top Rank, they give a fuck about that WBO. And they don't want Teofimo Lopez to lead a stable with that motherfucking title. That's something that we do know. So, how can they get that title from Teofimo Lopez? Or at least put themselves in the best position possible to get that title off of Teofimo Lopez? I'll tell you how. Keyshawn Davis. That's it right there. If there's any way possible to get that belt off of Teofimo Lopez, it's Keyshawn Davis. That's their best opportunity. They ain't got nobody else in or around his division that could possibly dethrone Teofimo Lopez. Not right now. So they're going to take their champion that they got at 135 or former champion, get him up to 140. You feel what I mean? And try to dethrone Teofimo Lopez. So when Teofimo Lopez lead a company, he will not leave with that fucking belt that they want. Because what a lot of people don't understand or should understand about promotional companies is the more world titles they got in their stable, the more powerful they are as promoters. The more world champions you got, the more leverage you got in the boxing world, right? If you get enough world champions, it's going to be damn near inevitable to make big fights happen without you. So they don't want Teo to lead a company with that piece of jewelry. So they're going to do whatever they can. They got a target on Teofimo Lopez's back. That was one thing that Teo said that was true. But what he didn't acknowledge is the target's on his back because of his poor business decisions. None of these motherfuckers is businessmen, including Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis, what you did was embarrassing. You let your hometown down. I ain't gonna lie. You let your brothers down too. You let Bomac down. Bomac looked at the scale, heard the number, and was like, damn, that's embarrassing. The fact that you didn't communicate that you was gonna come in overweight with Edwin Santos' team, completely unprofessional. You could have easily picked up the phone the week of the fight or 2 weeks before the fight or whatever the case is and was like, yo, listen, this weight kind of hard to get off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that weight limit. Is there something that we could, figure out? And I'm sure Edwin Santos' team probably would have heard you out or try to work something out. You want to know how I know? Because Edwin looked dead on that scale. No muscle on him whatsoever. No, it looked like he lost muscle. The motherfucker looked like his weight cut was so bad that he took muscle off of his body to make the weight. Y'all caught that man off of a multi-year layoff. You caught the man off of a loss, blood clot, injuries, all types of shit. You was the more active fighter. You're the bigger guy. You know what I'm saying? It looked like you made the weight. You didn't even make weight, but you looked a lot healthier than Edwin de los Santos looked on the scale. And with all of that being known, Edwin de los Santos knows going into this fight that they had an uphill battle. Now you want to throw on the additional 4 pounds and you don't even attempt to cut the weight? Oh, no. No, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even try to cut that weight. You ain't even try to get down to 135. You trying to fuck us over. You trying to fuck us over. So knowing that, with all the advantages you already had already, you trying to add fuel to the fire. All right, we're going to take this money that y'all owe us because we about it, by the contract, and we're going to get the fuck out of here. And that's just going to be an L on Keyshawn Davis at the end of the day. And Top Rank can't do nothing about it because, and they can't reprimand Edwin de los Santos for that because he's not a top ranked fighter. That's a PBC guy. That's a Sam Salukowicz guy. He walking away from this with a check. And I'm glad he is because Edwin de los Santos looked like he sacrificed a lot to make that weight, man. He looked like he sacrificed a lot to make that weight. To be honest with you, this might have been a situation where Edwin might have dodged the bullet because it looked like, and I don't know, I mean, we'll never know because he's not performing tomorrow night. He might have left a lot of his fight in the gym, y'all. As big as he looked prior to the fight, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he kept that weight on his body for a long time. Now you're putting your body into shock, cutting 30 pounds or whatever the fuck the case is. I don't know how heavy he got. But now your body's so accustomed to walking around with that weight for these past couple years that all of a sudden you shocking your body by all of a sudden just losing all this fat, losing all this water, losing all this weight. And now you expecting it to perform at an elite level against a world champion. I don't know if that would have turned out too well for him. Real Deal 92 said Keyshawn tried to pull a Ryan Garcia. Yeah, man, I don't know what that's about, bro. You know what I mean? That's absolutely embarrassing. Keyshawn Davis running around calling himself the businessman. You know, that's not, you know, if that's what you consider like a good business model, man, you got a lot of shit confused, brother. You know, and I ain't really trying to bash Keyshawn Davis. It was just a dumbass move, bro. That was terrible. And you could have went about that a lot better. You feel me? What you're doing now is you creating some type of tension between you and your promoter now. Now Bob Arum's sitting around angry as shit because of what you did, man. You feel what I'm saying? He like, yo, I don't know what Bob Arum. He walking around right now talking about, I don't know what Keyshawn thinking. Like this is embarrassing. Like, what are you doing? You running around throwing up your threes, DB3, DB3, DB3. You supposed to be leading the way for your brothers that's on the come up right now. You got Kelvin Davis and Keon Davis, right? Keon Davis, you know what I'm saying? I think he on the come up right now. Kelvin Davis, he had a strip to make the weight. He was only, you know, he made weight, to be honest with you. They was stressing that 1 ounce and he had to take his draws off, whatever the case is. But, you know, you supposed to be leading the way for your brothers, man. You're supposed to be leading the way for your brothers. You the main event, and you showcase and you put on that type of example, bro. Yeah, I think that Keyshawn Davis had this preconceived notion that even though he missed weight, the fight was still gonna happen. I don't think that Keyshawn Davis. I don't think that Keyshawn Davis was under the impression that Edwin de los Santos and them was gonna walk away. I feel like, in all honesty, Keyshawn was like, all right, I missed weight. I'm going to have to cut these niggas a check. And, you know, we're going to get this show on the road. Edwin ain't going to walk away from a world title fight. Come to find out, he did. And now you look dumb as shit. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't even get to defend your title. I mean, you beat the champion for the belt, but you never defended it. So can we really – I mean, technically we have to call you a champion, but are we going to perceive you as a champion? Because as far as I'm concerned, you know, from what I've always heard growing up, you ain't really a champion unless you defend your title. So you got a title up Belichick, you know what I mean? Who was the weak link at 130? Who was the weakest link at 135 out of all the champions at that time? You defeated him. But the moment that you were supposed to step up and fight somebody credible and defend your title and put it on the line in front of your people, you pulled off this bullshit. And a lot of people upset with you. And you should be apologizing to everybody that came through. Bob Arum said he never been to Norfolk before. That was his first time being in Norfolk. You should apologize to him. You should apologize to Edwin de los Santos, his team, everybody. You need to apologize to your brothers because you setting a bad example for your brothers. You should apologize to Abdullah Mason, and we're going to get into that too. Not only did you show that you were unprofessional in this situation, but you also proved that you a cap artist, Keyshawn. You fumbled a bag for one, but you proved that you a cap artist too, right? And this is what motherfuckers is getting used to doing now. It's like these guys are blatantly lying to control, like media headlines and shit like that. I just heard Teofimo Lopez talk about, oh man, the price tag really wasn't 11 million. I'll just put that out there as bait, and you guys fell for it. Obviously, no, you're a fucking liar, dickhead. You're a fucking liar. You feel me? What's that right here? Oh, word. No, you're a fucking liar, bro. Stop saying that you pimping the media. You're a compulsive liar. Well, I did that just so you could take the bait, and obviously you took it. What else are we supposed to go off, dickhead? You making yourself look bad at the end of the day. Because if you say, no, I'm not going to sell my soul for 11 million, you're going to have everybody and their mama believing that you ducked a nigga with an $11 million price tag on the fight. That make you look bad. You act like you out here just giving yourself the best publicity possible. No, you making yourself look like a duck. That's the reality. You making yourself look like a duck. Why would you say that you blatantly turned down a career high payday? Why would you say that? What you getting out of that? All you doing is losing fans doing that type of shit. But anyways, we're not on Teofimo Lopez yet. Keyshawn, you prove you a cap artist, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I told y'all that it was cap. For those of y'all niggas that's in the group chat, Slime, Anonymous, everybody, Ralph, everybody that's on there, Lorenzo, I told y'all that shit was cap. That whole interaction between Keyshawn and Abdullah Mason, I said that was cap. I said that they was never going to fight each other next. They might fight each other later down the line, and Bob Arum confirmed that for me. But I said that before the Bob Arum interview even came out. That shit was all for promotional purposes. That was just to get some clicks on the internet, man. That man was pressing Abdullah Mason knowing that he was never going to fight Abdullah Mason. He knew that. He knew that. He knew that it didn't make sense at this point in time to even fight Abdullah Mason next. Second, he said in the interview after he missed weight, he was going to move up to 140 anyway. If you're going to move up to 140, like he said it, I was going to move up to 140 next anyway. That lets me know that you never intended on fighting Abdullah Mason next. What, you going to move up to 140 and challenge Abdullah Mason to come up to 140? No, Abdullah Mason is on the come up at 135. He's ranked in several sanctioning bodies, and he's ranked number 2 in that belt that you had. Why would he go up to 140 to fight you when you dead ass, when, now that you been stripped of your title, he about to go get the title that you fucked up with. Why would he go up to 140 to fight you? It don't make logical sense, brother. So it seemed like you pressed Abdullah Mason saying, "Oh, let's make the fight happen next. Oh, let's have the fight happen next." And he was like, "Oh yeah, we can make it. Yeah, we can definitely make that happen." He's staying nice and composed, and y'all taking it as him being a turkey whole time. You know what I mean? He not an aggressive. Abdullah ain't never been an aggressive dude. He never been an aggressive dude. Every time I see him, he's well-mannered. He's well-spoken. You know what I'm saying? He a little bit reserved. He a cool, laid-back brother. You feel what I'm saying? So they perceive that as him being shook or bitched up and all that shit. Whole time, he just not, stooping down to Keyshawn level. And that shit aged horribly. That whole take that, Keyshawn bitched up Abdullah, he really didn't, because what he did right there was called capping. Lying, misleading the fans. You feel what I'm saying? That's exactly what he did. That nigga literally used Keyshawn. He literally used Abdullah Mason to bring more attention to himself. And that shit, and you fumbled that whole shit within 24 hours. How you gonna go around saying, "Oh, we gonna fight Abdullah Mason next"? Oh yeah, Bob, let's set it up. You gonna get that boy hurt. You gonna get that boy hurt. Whole time in your mind, you know you not fighting Abdullah Mason next. So you just talking. And the same nigga you talk crazy to because you unprofessional and assume that you was gonna fight tomorrow when you're 4 pounds overweight. That same nigga you was talking greasy to about to be the main event in your hometown, and you gonna be sitting there in the crowd looking dumb as shit while Abdullah Mason has, his first main event in your hometown because you fucked up and decided to be unprofessional. That's how that shit is. That's how that shit is. It's an unfortunate situation, but we can't really blame nobody but Keyshawn Davis, bro. I hope that this is a learning experience for Keyshawn, man. You got a little bit too big-headed. You assume that motherfuckers was just gonna follow your play because you the A side of shit, man. You not bigger than the sport of boxing, brother. So don't ever take that approach again, because what you'll do is continuously take L's with that type of mindset. And I think the message and all in all in this whole situation, bro, respect the game. Respect the game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you would have missed weight by, a half a pound, 1 pound, or whatever the case is, I'd have been like, oh, all right, he tried. You feel me? Like he tried his best. He couldn't get the weight off. Let's just move on. You know what I'm saying? But you fumbled the bag by 4 pounds, brother. 4 pounds. And I've worked corner. I've had fights get canceled. I remember I was working with a fighter, Rashid Johnson. Shout out to Sugar Sheed, man. Pro boxer that I was working with. He was supposed to fight some dude named Vinny Floyd back in like 2019, 2018, around there. Probably before. Yeah, it had to be like 2018 at the Sugar House Casino in Philadelphia. The weight was contracted for 147 pounds plus 1. So the heaviest you could be is 148. That dude, his opponent's name was Vincent Floyd. Vincent Floyd weighed 154 pounds for 147 plus 1 contest. And he didn't even attempt to get the weight cut off. We canceled the fight. That's what Edwin De Los Santos did and his team did was a smart move. That was a smart move. Why you see that Keyshawn Davis is shape. You can see he ain't fucking around. He ain't out of shape. He ain't no dead man in there. He was blatantly missing weight. He probably was going to rehydrate something stupid. You feel me? And was going to go and pack Edwin De Los Santos up, while Edwin De Los Santos probably had the craziest weight cut of his entire career. You know what I'm saying? Coming off one of the longest layoffs of his career. It probably would have came in there a dead man. Keyshawn would have packed him up, made an example out of him. And now Edwin De Los Santos got to, completely bounce back. You feel what I'm saying? Because he already inactive. He already inactive as it is. You feel me? So he gotta get his whole momentum back. He would have got in there where Keyshawn got beat up, stopped, whatever the case is, and he would have had to really start from the bottom and work his way back up to the top if he wanted to see another big payday or get another big opportunity. Keyshawn Davis, absolutely embarrassing, bro. Absolutely embarrassing. But I've been rambling, man. Let me see who's in the comments right now. Kai says, I was never a Keyshawn fan, but I'm definitely not going to be a fan. And these type of things happen too, bro. Fans, and listen, everybody be talking shit about the fans and, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But, there's a lot of genuine fans out here that really support fighters and shit, man. And, some of them, are like really good people that really want to see their favorite fighters do well. And when you do shit like this, like Keyshawn Davis did today, you disappoint these fans, man. And these are people that are buying tickets to see you fight. You know how many people probably went to Norfolk just to see Keyshawn Davis fight, and you ain't even, and you know how disappointed they are right now, trying to possibly look for refunds. They probably booked hotels and all types of shit, all revolved around wanting to see Keyshawn Davis perform. And come to find out, you ain't even rumbling. Keyshawn is a fumbler and a capper. That's what it's looking like, bro. He definitely fumbled the fight, and he definitely got caught in a lie. You can't say the final press conference was on Thursday, y'all, right? Yeah, it was on Thursday. The final press conference was on Thursday. Right? And he was calling Abdullah Mason out for a fight next. And then you weigh in today, not about 24 hours later, and you blatantly told Christina Poncher that you was going to move up to 140 next regardless. Abdullah Mason is a contender at 135. You made it clear that you fighting Abdullah Mason next wasn't even something that was on the to-do list. That wasn't that. Damn well you wasn't going to fight the dude next. You did that just for the sake of getting some clicks, getting some attention, trying to stir some shit up. It just looked bad, bro. It just looked bad. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Go Get the Money says, okay, him missing weight is disappointing and unprofessional. But can Keyshawn gain his respect back at 140 pounds? I don't think he necessarily lost respect, unless people already didn't like him already. But it's disappointing. But if Keyshawn Davis goes up to 140 and he gets some shit cracking up there, people will forget about it. There's a lot of fighters who done miss weight, especially in this era, and people done completely forgot about it. Gervonta Davis missed weight. I don't know how many times. Fucking Adrian Broner misses weight habitually. Shakur Stevenson missed weight. Bro, this happens. This is very common in this era, bro. You feel me? And then, they'll do a couple fights and people will forget about it. Boxing fans and that's why they say boxing fans are very fickle. They're very forgetful because, they'll be pressed about one thing and then these guys will do a fight or two. And all of a sudden that whole perception or opinion of that fighter is gone. It's irrelevant. It's no longer there. So Keyshawn could definitely bounce back from this. It ain't like he got caught with PEDs in the system, nothing like that, because that'll be a permanent stain on his jacket. People are disappointed right now. I mean, he let a lot of people down. But, I'm assuming if he goes up to 140 and he puts on some impressive performances, and it seems like a lot of fighters are in the division waiting for him. I seen Tito Mercado popping his shit. I seen Frank Martin popping his shit at Keyshawn. You know what I'm saying? If he gets a couple good wins up there, people will completely forget about that situation. You feel me? That's all that's what I believe. Bully says, so now that's Abdullah's sellout. I mean, yeah, technically, yeah. Because now that event is being put on his back, so he deserves to get all of the credit behind those ticket sales. If Keyshawn would have been professional, this would have never happened. So, yeah, it is what it is. That's actually a good comment, Bullies. Yeah, that's Abdullah's sellout now. Yes. Because now, with him being in position to be the main event after Keyshawn Davis fumbled the bag, yeah, he deserves to receive all of the accolades that Keyshawn would have received if he would have been professional. Yes. Yes. And now Keyshawn, I don't know if it necessarily hit Keyshawn yet. He probably acting like he don't give a fuck or whatever the case is. I've seen the man smiling and flexing on stage. But I definitely feel like Keyshawn Davis, when he sits in that, he probably going to be sitting ringside watching the fights. I'm sure he's going to support his brothers and shit like that. He's going to be looking at Abdullah Mason perform against Nakatila, and he's going to be like, damn, I fucked this joint up. There's no way he going to sit up there and just be so positive while people that came to see him from Norfolk in his hometown going to be cheering Abdullah Mason on, and he like, damn, that could have been me. All I had to do was at least try to make weight, because you did not try to make weight, brother. You said you was running. Nigga said he ran the whole night before and he ran in the morning. Bro, listen, if you ran all last night and you ran all this morning, like you said you did, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I think that's what he said. He ran all the yesterday night. He ran in the morning. If you ran that much and you still was 4 pounds over, I could only imagine how much you weighed before that. David Benavidez missed weight. There's a lot of people that miss weight. So people will be able to forget about this and move on. You know what I'm saying? But it's still an unfortunate situation. Hopefully these fighters stop missing weight because of this. I hope so too. You know what I'm saying? And if you struggling to make the weight that bad or your body outgrew the weight class, stop being scared of moving up. If you truly believe in your skill set and you really feel like you're amongst the best in the world, you know what I mean? Move the fuck up. Stop putting your body in so much putting your body under so much stress and all that bullshit, man. You hurting yourself. You hurting yourself more than helping yourself. If your body can't hold that weight no more, do what's best for you and your health and move the fuck up. Don't do what Virgil Ortiz did where, you know, he trained to the point where his body, you know, literally breaking down on him. No, don't do that. And then put your career on the line. Or if you get hit with a good shot and you have trouble and you get into a medically induced coma, you don't want to do none of that. This boxing shit is dangerous, bro. You feel me? So that's what I think, man. That's definitely what I think. You feel me? So, yeah, that's an unfortunate situation right there. Baboon Balloon says, I went to a regional MMA fight and the guy next to me got a VIP ticket for his guy who ended up missing weight. I can only imagine what Keyshawn's fans felt. Yeah, and shout out to YSM Sports Media, man. He's over there in Norfolk right now. He said he drove 5 hours down there. 5 hours he drove down there to see Keyshawn and Edwin De Los Santos fight, and he actually was there when the whole shit hit the fan and they ended up canceling the fight. You feel me? Thank God there's other fighters there that YSM is familiar with that he's going to support. And I ain't going to lie, that undercard kind of lit. Tiger Johnson versus Boca Chica, that's a slept-on fight. And I know Boca Chica record been kind of fucked up his last 5 fights and shit like that, but he could rumble. That's a good fight. I see Yuri Cedeno. He's a monster. I can't wait to see him fight. And hopefully, man, I ain't at this event too long because I got an amateur show tomorrow, man. My boy Deshaun Jones is going to be fighting out in Chester, PA. Well, Marcus Hook, PA, right outside of Chester, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to rush back home. I got to drop my son off to his mom's and shit like that. So hopefully by the time I, able to do all of that, I'll be able to tune into the fights. But I heard they moved the fight schedule up because Keyshawn, fight got canceled. They moved the fight up. I think the fights is going to start at 5 p.m. or the door is going to open at 5 p.m. The fight's going to start at 6 p.m. So I'm going to try my best to watch these Jones. You said Tiger going to put the beat. I don't know. I don't know that, brother. I don't know if Tiger going to beat up Boca Chica. I don't know. That's a good fight, though. I'm going to tell you that. That's a good fight. You know what I mean? I see Naheem Parker from Philadelphia. He fighting. Let's actually pull this card up, man. Let's pull up Abdullah Mason box rec and then click his event to see who's on the undercard. I know Keyshawn brothers is like, man, what the fuck? I know they disappointed like shit. Like, Keyshawn, what the fuck is you doing? We underneath Abdullah Mason? We supposed to be doing this together. This DB3 now. It's DB2 on this motherfucking card. Ain't that something? It's supposed to be DB3 and this DB2. Ain't that something? So this is a good card, man. Let me actually share the screen so y'all can see it. This is actually a good card. So Kelvin Davis is fighting Nair Albright. For those of y'all who not familiar with Nair Albright, that's somebody that actually Keyshawn Davis beat. And then he tested positive for marijuana, so they ended up making the fight a no contest. Nair Albright had actually gave Keyshawn a solid fight. Actually, I thought he hurt Keyshawn as well with a good shot off of the ropes. But that's who Kelvin Davis was fighting. So this is definitely a step-up fight for Kelvin Davis. Nair Albright done been around the block, fought Jermaine Ortiz. He fought Keyshawn Davis. He got a lot of good names he got a few good names on his resume. Abdullah Mason obviously fighting Nakatila. We got Yuri Cedeno. You know what I'm saying? There's a middleweight contest going up against, I think that's Abel Mina. Good John. Then we got Delonte Johnson, also known as Tiger Johnson, facing John Nelson Figueroa Boca Chica. That's a good fight. Then we got Scooter, Derek Davis, going up against Naeem Parker. Naeem Parker is from Philadelphia. I'm familiar with him. I've known him since. Well, I don't know him personally, but I've seen him around since he was an amateur training at like Marion Anderson. I've seen him all over the place. So he a gym rat too. So he, that should be a good little drawing too. But I'm expecting Derek Davis to get Naeem up out of there. You feel me? And then we got Keyshawn Davis going up against another 3-0. They're both 3-0 with 2 knockouts from what I understand. So good job. It's a solid little card. I really want to see Tiger Johnson and Boca Chica. I'm interested in that. And obviously we got Troy Isley. You know what I'm saying? Troy Isley in a 10-round bout. I don't know nothing about his opponent. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about his opponent. He's from Brazil or something like that. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I'm familiar with a few fighters on here, so it's going to be a good jump. For those of y'all who don't know who Boca Chica is, that's the nigga who put Teofimo Lopez on his ass. And then after he put him on his ass with a punch, he slammed Tio on his fucking dome piece. You feel me? So, so that's who Boca Chica is. If you ever seen that fight footage, if you ever seen that sparring footage around, that's who Boca Chica is. You feel me? And Boca Chica also put Brian Norman on his ass. You feel me? In a good fight. So that's a solid dude. That's a solid dude. So they about to see exactly what Tiger Johnson built like, because a lot of people have been underwhelmed with Tiger Johnson in his last few fights. So we'll see. We'll see. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I could go on and on about, this whole Keyshawn situation, man. Like I said, that's absolutely embarrassing. He made himself look like, completely unprofessional, not business savvy at all. You know what I mean? This is definitely bad business from the businessman. I hope he get this shit together ASAP, because this is something that, you let a lot of people down with, bro. You feel what I mean? Like if you was like an opening bout in like fucking Atlantic City or whatever, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Shit happens. Still unprofessional, but all right, cool. But this is an event that was centered around you. This was your promotional company celebrating you, putting you in position to get close with your fan base in your hometown, and you went about it that way. You know what I mean? You could have went about it multiple ways, but you chose to go about it that way. There could have been a few alternatives that you could have took that could have made things a little easier, but you live and you learn, I guess. Let me see. Smoochie said Keyshawn missing weight after he just shit on his last opponent who missed weight. Yeah. Yep. I remember that Lamos missed weight, and he said that he was pissed off that Lamos lost weight and missed weight and all this shit. And then you go ahead and you do the same thing. Miles Jordan said ninjas want to compare themselves to greats, but Floyd and Bud, they never slip up like them, though. Floyd actually did miss weight against Juan Manuel Marquez, but I didn't think Floyd had any, business going below the welterweight division at that point in time anyway. But, Floyd went about it like a professional. He cashed Juan Manuel Lopez out. They was able to come to an agreement, and they walked away from the situation happy and paid. You feel me? That situation actually ended up being handled, professionally, where both teams were able to see eye to eye and still put on a show for the fans. Keyshawn Davis, you know what I mean, went about it completely unprofessional. Sam Shalukowicz saw what type time they was on. They did what was in the best interest of their fighter, and they walked away. You know what I mean? Simba Boxer said, I know you were just chilling on this Friday and expect this news. Yeah, man, I was off from work. You feel what I'm saying? I'm chilling with my son. We going to the motherfucking the water sprinklers at in these parks and shit like that. We going down slides, and I'm having a time. I'm having a good time with my son. Just spending quality time. And then my phone blowing up, bing, 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 bing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Go on here. I'm getting notifications from everybody. The group chat. I got my other group chat texting me with my fighters on there. I'm getting personal DMs from people that know that I know about boxing. They're like, damn, why Keyshawn do this? And I'm like, oh, shit. And the first thing in my head, I was like, damn, that much weight. First thing that popped in my head, I was like, Keyshawn didn't even try. And I said, he about to use this as an avenue to go up to 140. Just like how Shakur missed weight and he used that as an avenue to go up to 135, Keyshawn about to do the same thing. And it played out just like how I told y'all it was going to play out. Because Keyshawn was giving y'all the warning signs. I ain't think nobody anticipated him to miss weight, but he was giving y'all the warning signs that he was going up to 40. Yeah, man. I want to go to. Yeah, I definitely want to go to 140, man. But I'm walking around this whole camp at 146, so it's still like he was insinuating that 135 was still an easy weight to make. Just for you to be 4 pounds over the weight limit, like I don't know, bro. Like it's a lot of fuckery going on. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's a lot of fuckery going on. He said, Mark, you're a real father. I'll try my best, brother. Shout out to the real fathers out there, man. I think everybody expecting more out of Keyshawn. This is disappointing. And a lot of people have been subscribing to the notion that, Keyshawn Davis did this personally to relieve tensions between the possible fight between him and Shakur Stevenson. I mean, that's possible. That's definitely possible. The only people that know his intentions is him and God. You feel what I'm saying? That's the only people that know who Keyshawn's intentions really are. But it was plain to see for real from my perspective. Bro, I've been watching this boxing shit for a long time. I got a good idea of how the way the business works in boxing and what they prioritize and what they don't really fuck with and things of that nature. And as soon as I seen Keyshawn pull that shit on Abdullah, I'm like, man, that's definitely cap. Like that's him just trying to sell some more tickets, trying to sell them last few tickets. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody that knows about boxing and know how the way the business is set up, ain't no fucking way Bob or any of them who there's no way they're gonna take these two fighters who are both developing, that's still in the developmental process of their career, fight each other this soon. And Bob told YSM Sports Media, this shit, this fight ain't gonna be ready for another 1 to 2 years. You feel what I'm saying? But once I heard Keyshawn talk about he want to fight Teo, he'll go up to fight Teo. He just seems so hell-bent on Teo. I'm like, oh, yeah, he definitely about to find a way to move up. You know what I'm saying? And I already told y'all what Tom Rank would rather do, rather than having them two fight each other. Why would they fuck up one of their fighters or derail their careers right now with the loss when they can move one guy up, have him fight at 140 and try to get a title up there, and have Abdullah Mason fight for the vacant title? Guarantee you, Abdullah Mason is gonna destroy Nakatila, in my opinion. Anything can happen in boxing, but I think he's gonna stop Nakatila early. You feel what I'm saying? I can see him stopping Nakatila in 3 rounds, to be honest with you. And then after that, Bob Arum and them, if they like what they see, if he steps on Nakatila, they're like, all right, yeah, let's get this vacant title going for Abdullah Mason. There's no reason why Abdullah Mason will be ranked number 2 in the WBO and he don't fight for a world title next. Have him fight the number 1 guy, Sam Noakes, and get that shit popping. If I got to go to a purse bid, take it to a purse bid. Have them niggas rumble, bring that title home with Abdullah, and move them carefully from there. When's the Mason fight? Tomorrow? Yeah, it's going on tomorrow. Shout out to Simba Boxing. He said, notice how when Ryan missed weight by 3, it was barely any criticism. Even after the fight, you see what people were saying, and Key currently getting canceled. Why can't the energy be there for both? You already know why, brother. I like that you notice the double standard that's there, but you know the exact reason why. There's only energy going on the one side. Me personally, I ain't really shitting on Abdullah. on Keyshawn. I'm really coming from a place of disappointment. You feel what I mean? Like, you didn't have to go about it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's unprofessional. And on Mazuma TV, we held Ryan Garcia accountable for missing weight. And I told y'all before he missed weight that Ryan was going to miss weight because the way they was acting at that press conference, Bill Haney and Devin, they knew something. And they was like, how much you want to bet? You don't make weight. How much you want to bet? You don't make weight. And when Ryan Garcia was going to shake their hand for the bet, his team was like, no, don't. I said, why are they so concerned, bro? That set off a red flag. That was a red flag to me. I was like, oh. I said, why they telling Ryan not to take the bet? What's going on? Come to find out, that was why. That's why they were so concerned, because they knew he was overweight and they knew he wasn't going to make the weight. Bully says Frank Martin want that Keyshawn smoke. Frank Martin just sounded like he want to fight. To be honest with you, bro, I seen him in an interview talking about, man, keep demanding me to fight. You know what I mean? Like he was pretty much begging his fans to keep his name relevant so he could get some sort of activity, and that's sad. That's sad for real. That whole PBC situation, bro, is fucked up, bro. Because I'm sure a good percentage of that stable wants to fight more frequently, and they can't. Because their promoters or whoever the fuck it is, you know what I mean, ain't getting the dates for them. And that's sad. These dudes are wasting their prime years because these motherfuckers can't put together a fight event that don't include David Benavidez or Gervonta Davis. I swear, it is like they only keep them two motherfuckers active over there at PBC. Besides that, everybody else got to sit and wait their turn. Tank needs to get from under arrow. Yeah, Earl not even worried about boxing. Earl not even worried about boxing at all. This motherfucker over here worried about buying acres of land. This is Frank Martin's words. He worried about buying acres of land and spending time with his family. Bro, you've been spending time with your family for 2 years straight. Come on, dog. Not Zoo. He get hella fights with the PBC. Well, Zoo's not technically with the PBC, brother. Like he's done business with the PBC. Like they have like a business relationship, but he's not technically a PBC fighter. Like how Jaron Ennis was doing business with the PBC, but he wasn't really a PBC fighter. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, Zoo is with this promotional company out in Australia. I forgot their name. Yeah, I forgot, but he's not technically a PBC fighter. You know what I mean? Definitely hit the likes, y'all. Shout out to the 47 people that's in the building. Man, should we even speak about what about Fundora and Pitbull? They are active too. Well, Fundora came off of a nice little layoff after that Tim Tszyu fight, and then he ended up fighting Cordell Booker. But I mean, yeah, like Isaac Cruz, he like a little fan favorite or whatever. He not like I'm referring to like main event guys. You feel me? Like the main event guys that seem to stay active is like Gervonta Davis and David Benavidez. You feel me? And there's some other guys here and there who get fight dates and shit. I guess you can include Fundora. I guess you can include Pitbull, but Pitbull ain't ever really been like no main attraction unless he fought Tank. Besides that, he's always been on like co-mains and shit like that. Yeah. His promotional company in Australia is No Limit. Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact. They got a business relationship with PBC, but he's technically not a PBC fighter, from what I understand. That's what I've heard, previously. But should we get into this Teofimo Lopez situation, man? That live stream he did. Should we really get into this, y'all, or should we just chalk it? Y'all let me know. We speaking about this or not? I'm gonna leave this up to the nation. Y'all let me know if we speaking about this or not. Cause this shit right here, bro, Teofimo Lopez is an absolute coward. He's an absolute coward, bro. He said Turkey cut his money in half. I don't know, bro. I don't know what to believe about Tio. Tio said that he got offered $11 million. That he coming around saying that he lied about the $11 million. Bro, what do we even believe about Teofimo Lopez at this point? What is he saying that's the truth? He blatantly tells you, "Oh, I said $11 million as I put that as bait, to see who would take it, and obviously you took it." So it's like, bro, is this nigga ever telling the truth about anything? I don't know what those little details. I can't confirm. I can't deny. This motherfucker is a compulsive liar. He's a compulsive liar. But this is what I do know. This man is not confident in defeating Devin Haney, bro. He is not confident in defeating Devin Haney. According to Dan Rayfield, bro, they agreed to the terms. And you want to know how I know they agreed to the terms? Because a contract was presented. And for anybody that knows the business of boxing and how the way these fights are made, initially, there's offers being made, right? There might be a little bit of counter offers in the mix, blah, blah, blah. Once they're able to agree to the offer, the location, the date, the amount of money, pay-per-view, not pay-per-view split, whatever the fuck is involved in that agreement. Once they're able to see eye to eye on the agreement, then the contract is sent. From the contract, then they look over it, had the lawyers read over it, make sure there ain't no fuckery in the words. And then they sign the contract and they get the show on the road. Teofimo Lopez agreed to the terms that was presented by Turki Al-Sheikh. The contract was presented. Devin Haney signed his half. They assumed Teofimo Lopez was going to sign his half, but he chose not to. So his new reason for turning down, because they saying that Teofimo Lopez saying that he doesn't want to fight a Saudi Arabia all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Then his manager, look at that. His manager going around saying that he got some, personal issues going on, and that's not going to be, all gets too quick of a turnaround. So even him and his manager Keith Connolly are not seeing eye to eye on this situation. You feel me? I genuinely feel like his manager don't even know what the fuck is going on. So, you know what I mean? Just based off of that, he just came up with some type of reason to try to do some damage control with Teofimo. But Teofimo Lopez, one thing about him, he gonna speak. And when he speak, it's usually some bullshit. So I seen him on this Spaces, John, on X. He over there with down low boxing. Not low nose boxing, down low boxing. And for those of y'all who know what being on the down low is, then it is what it is. You feel me? It was also a few people on there. Shout out to Art Man. I don't know. Art Man be on the channel sometimes. You feel what I'm saying? He be coming through showing love and shit like that. But he was the only motherfucker on that whole John that actually tried to hold Teofimo Lopez accountable for his mistakes or his actions, I guess you would say. You feel me? I do think that Art Man got a little bit emotional. You know what I mean? I would have liked to have seen Art Man cooking with some facts before he slaughtered him, but he got straight to the slaughter. Like, man, you just need to admit you scared, man. You just need to admit you scared. Man, you should have just what I would have did if I was on that stage with Tio, and if he do another Spaces again, I'm gonna pop the fuck up on that motherfucker, man. Your sister knew who I am. Your father know who I am. Now it's time for you to meet me, nigga. I'm your young uncle, nigga. It's gonna be some motherfucking rectifying and reprimanding out this motherfucker. You heard? But what I would have did, I would have stayed calm and composed. Like Abdullah, you see how Abdullah Mason stood calm and composed while Keyshawn was popping and shit. I would have stood calm and composed. I would have let T.O. bring out a point, and I would have countered that bitch. He would have brought out another John. I would have countered that bitch. I would have fucking hit him with facts. Back to back to back, and then once he get then you slaughter the nigga. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I'm like, yo, Tio, I'm hearing Dan Rayfield saying that you agreed to the terms, and why all of a sudden, you worried about Turkey and Devin Haney being Muslim. You didn't take that into consideration before you agreed to the terms and the contract was sent. Oh man, I would have fried him so bad. I would have fried him so bad. And then he would be like, oh, well, that 11 million, I would have brought up that 11 million. He'd be like, oh, well, I just put that out there as bait and you took it. I said, oh, Tio, so we can't trust your word? So how are we supposed to be able to trust that you actually want to fight Devin Haney? If we can't trust, if you're blatantly lying to the media, how am I supposed to believe that you're confident in beating Devin Haney? That man literally sat up on that live. He sat there on that live and said that this Islamophobia shit is disgusting. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know what's going on with these niggas, bro. They just so threatened by Islam. I don't understand that, bro. It's like now he says that Turkey Al-Sheikh and Devin Haney are boys. So because they're friends or whatever the case is, that you know what I mean, it's pretty much gonna be a setup. Like he knows he's not gonna win against Devin Haney unless he knocks him out and all this bullshit. Man, stop it. Stop it. With the couple of gifts that you gotten in your career, nigga, you should not be worried about anybody robbing you or anything like that, bro. You done got 2 gifts that I've seen you have at 140 alone. I've seen you get 2 gifts, cuz. 2 fucking gifts. And now you work. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You got 2 gifts in fights. You should not be worried about somebody robbing you. I seen you get a gift against Sandor where you sat there and you had an emotional breakdown. I seen you get a gift against Jermaine Ortiz. You sat there and you cried, had an emotional episode. Yeah, that Sandor gift was crazy. But look, this is what I'm saying. You worried about motherfuckers robbing you. Then you go around and you talk about, man, why would I be afraid of somebody like Devin Haney who has pillow fists and all he does is run around? Bro, if you genuinely feel like that's his style, you can't be degrading the nigga's skills and then at the same time saying the only way you could beat him is by knocking him out. You're like, there's no way. Then you say you learned how to cut off the ring and you showed it against Arnold Barbosa. Okay, so if he's pillow fisted and all he does is run, and you know how to cut off the ring, and you not pillow fisted, ain't that the perfect recipe on how to knock out Devin Haney? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, if you feel like you could punch, right? You learn how to cut off the ring because you was cutting off the ring against Arnold Barbosa. Devin Haney's pillow fisted, and all he does is run around the ring. So if he runs around the ring, you say you learn how to cut off the ring, so you should be able to neutralize that. You said the nigga's pillow fisted, and you got punching power, so you shouldn't be worried about getting knocked out against Devin Haney. Don't you have the perfect recipe then to defeat Devin Haney? If the knockout is the only method of victory in your eyes, and you saying you have the recipe necessary to knock out Devin Haney, why wouldn't you take on the fight? Really don't make sense at all. Really don't make sense at all. So he's like, oh man, I love all religions, man. You know what? Let me actually pull this shit up. Bro. Let's talk about it. Let's pull this shit up. Cause this dude right here, I seen the clip. Anybody got the clip that they could send to the DM? Let me see. Anybody can send it to the DMs. Just let me know. Definitely hit the likes, y'all. We gonna talk about this shit right now. He said he still wants belts. Who said that? Who said that? See, TL think he's slick. Oh, why would I be scared of fighting Devin Haney if I'm willing to move up to fight Jaron Ennis? Bro, the same reason why Kell Brook didn't want to fight Earl Spence and then he went on to, pretty much fight Triple G and, pretty much go up there, and, bro, because you know that if you get stopped by Jaron Ennis, you could be like, oh, well, I moved up in weight. I dared to be great. I went up against Jaron Ennis. He was bigger. He was stronger. You know what I'm saying? So you can have more of an excuse for why you lose. Devin Haney, he been getting criticized in his last few fights. People been talking crazy, say he a runner, he a track star. They say he ain't got no punching power. You know what I'm saying? So who would it, based off of how the way they're both looked at, who would it be more embarrassing to lose to? Would they give you more of a pass for losing to Jaron Ennis, who's the unified welterweight champion of the world that could pretty much do everything in the ring? Or would you rather lose to the nigga that you've been shitting on for the past 5-6 years, saying how, he's an email champ and he has no power. He's pretty much saying like all he does is run and all this bullshit. Which one would you face more criticism for losing to? Like, really think about this shit, bro. He does not want to fight Devin Haney. He's literally, he's beating around the bush right now. He will never just jump out and be like, oh, I don't believe in my chances against Devin Haney, so I'm not going to fight him. No, he'll never say that. He's a fighter. He has pride. You feel me? So he'll never just jump out and say it, but he's getting real close to admitting that by saying this shit right here. Turki Al-Sheikh and him are both Muslim, and, he's not Muslim, so he knows that if he fights Devin Haney in Riyadh in a Muslim country, that, he'll get fucked over on the scorecards. But then you downplay all of his abilities and you make it seem like he all easy work and all that shit. Bro, that's why I don't be believing nothing these motherfuckers be talking about. Only way I could win is if I knock him out. You say you know how to cut off the ring. You say you got punching power. You say he can't punch. Based off of that logic, don't you have the recipe necessary to knock Devin Haney out? Bullies, that's not what I'm asking, though. I said, listen, and I agree with you. Ennis is a worse loss. He will get slept. Him and Devin Haney is a close fight. Okay. I'm saying, who would he face more criticism for losing to? I'm not saying who will be the worst loss. I'm saying, who will he get bashed more for losing to? Jaron Ennis or Devin Haney? I'm going to tell you right now, it's Devin Haney because everybody and their mom already know what would have happened to Devin. What have happened to Tio if he fight Ennis? He getting stopped. He getting ran over. He not keeping up with Jaron Ennis at all. If he makes it past 12 rounds, I'll be fucking shocked. With Devin Haney, the nigga that he's been pretty much criticizing for the past 5-6 years, the one he said was an email champ, it wasn't on his level, and all this shit. If he ends up losing to this guy, he would face a whole he would be very embarrassed. He would be very embarrassed. You feel me? Yeah. Go get the money. You right there. You got the right idea, brother. That's what I'm saying. He says, I feel as though the reason why Tio wants to boost fight more than Devin fight, because if he loses Devin, it will hurt his career more. Yeah. That's it. Like I said, that's exactly what Kell Brook did. When Earl Spence was on the come up and Kell Brook didn't even want to look his fucking way, what did he do? He moved up 2 weight classes to get punched on by Triple G. You know what I'm saying? He used that, and then he was like, I dared to be great, all this bullshit. You know what I mean? He did that. He sacrifices. He didn't want to give, Earl Spence that luxury of, beating his ass. So he went and got his ass beat by Triple G first before he did that. That should have cop out for real. I don't think so, bro. I feel like if he loses to Ennis, people going to be like, oh, well, Ennis was supposed to beat him. If he loses to Dev, it's like, oh, you lost to that pillow fist running ass nigga. Like, he'll still get made fun of for losing a boost, but a lot of people will be understanding, like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. Ralph said, Teo fan base believes he beats Dev more than Teo himself believes he could beat Dev. Yeah, bro, and these niggas like, oh shit, they playing some motherfucking bangers out here. But bro, I'm seeing this nigga, bro. He literally telling them on the live, like, yeah, man, the only way I could beat him is, and you know, download boxing and shit. You know, download boxing over there and shit. Over here, just he trying to uplift the nigga while he putting himself down. Like, nigga, no, that's how he genuinely feel. He feel like he can't beat Devin Haney. You over here, no, I think you could beat him, bro. No, man, because let me tell you something, man. Because you know, and that he always bring up these motherfuckers who been retired for like 20, 30 years as an example. Old nigga just stuck in 2000, 1990. Nigga stuck in the 80s and shit. Still always want to bring up the 80s, always want to bring up the 90s. Bro, talk about what's currently relevant. The fighter that you fuck with is a duck. He don't like that style. He does not want to go up against that style because historically he's always had trouble with that style. It's so fucking easy to peek the fucking game, bro. It be there right in front of you, and y'all niggas just want to go around it. Nigga, address what's in front of you. Stop avoiding shit, bro. The nigga don't want to fight. He's pussy. He's a coward. It is what it is. No, you not pussy, man. Man, go ahead and get you that. Go ahead and smoke on that Haney pack. Nigga, he not smoking on a motherfucking thing, nigga. He don't want to smoke that. That shit tranquilizer. Niggas think they smoking loud the whole time. That shit tranquilizer. Put you in the fuck. Niggas gonna have to go to the ER trying to smoke on that shit, nigga. You know that shit crazy when the fans believe in you more than you believe in you. That's insane. I'm trying to find that little live showing that he was talking on and shit. Let me see. Because this dude, and it's like he not even good at trying to make himself not sound like a duck. Like, everything he say could be so easily countered, bro. So easily countered. You got Punch Drunk, and then Punch Drunk over here holding the nigga accountable as he should, and Downloads Boxing over here talking about, man, you gotta talk to Punch Drunk, man. Just have a conversation with him. What is there to have a conversation about? Fuck, nigga. Punch Drunk is calling it how he see it. He ain't got no choice but to address it that way because it's there. Y'all niggas live in delusion. Shout out to Punch Drunk for seeing shit through the lens of reality and calling it what it is. And it's cool. This shit happens. There's fighters that we fuck with and then we come to find out they ducks. I used to fuck with Keith Thurman. Nigga, a bona fide duck. He a bitch. He showed his true colors once he got in position. It's cool. T.O. a duck. He a bitch. How many fights he done turned down, in these past fucking year or so? This ain't the first time he turned down Devin Haney, bro. And then they talking about, oh, how about when I sent Devin Haney an offer? Bro, they saw the offer. They see that they could make more money, so they offered you the same fight on a different platform for more bread, and you turned it down, you fucking dickhead. Bro, so how the fuck is it a duck? Let's say, oh shit. Y'all hear that shit? Hey, you gotta get a fat bitch to dance on you to this joint. You gotta hold the wall like this. Second, I'll fuck with you. Nigga said copyrighted. This nigga Coffee patrolling. She said, can we go outside? Smoochie for the streets. Smoochie, you for the streets. Get your little hood rat ass on. Nigga said, hoo. Smoochie was like, oh, let's go outside. Oh my God. Yeah, dog, when them big bitches backing that shit up on you, got saying. Smoochie for the streets. Let me find out you got some hood rat there, you Smoochie. But anyways, Punch Drunk. He's like, man, please have a conversation with Punch Drunk, man, because he's seeing it how everybody else seeing it, and I don't want to see it that way. Motherfuckers just live in delusion, bro. I knew niggas was suckers when he was saying that racist shit. He was like, oh, man, but you know, when you look back at the 80s with Mike Tyson, nigga, fuck Mike Tyson. Nigga, that nigga's 60 years old. You trying to justify niggas doing fuck shit, bringing up what old niggas did back in the day. Nigga, fuck all that shit, cuz. Talk about now. Nigga, live now. Fuck. I don't be talking about shit in the 2010s, nigga, to justify what some fuck nigga did today in 2025. Why I gotta do that? For what? If a nigga a sucker, he a sucker. Call it out, cuz. The fuck? Niggas is clowns. Swear to God. I'm trying to find this shit with Tio, bro. Where the fuck Tio at? That duck shit he be on. Fuck he at? Let me find this shit. They was like, man, get this dude off the phone, man. Because Art Man started frying him. They was like, man, he's a Devin Haney glazer. He's a Devin Haney glazer. You got to glaze Devin Haney to hold a nigga accountable for being a duck. That's crazy. Let's see. I can't find it, bro. I can't find no small clips on him saying that bullshit that he was saying. No, down low ain't there, man. Down low ain't here. I told that nigga when nigga told me to send him a link. I was like, for what, nigga? So you just try to go on my channel and justify fuck shit? Nah, I'm cool, cuz. Fuck out of here.
To pay Top Rank, but I could go anywhere, wherever. You guys could possibly see me and Tank fight. You guys could possibly see me and Boots fight. You guys could
possibly. How about possibly fighting Devin Haney, you nut ass nigga? And you, oh my God, you could possibly see Devin Haney, and you could possibly see Teofimo and Gervonta Davis fight. I don't know, man. Gervonta Davis a Muslim, man. I don't know. If Turkey offer you a Gervonta Davis fight in Riyadh, would you take the fight? Because you know Gervonta Davis a Muslim. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hold on.
I respect all religion. However, as it is, Haney's in a certain religion that benefits more so on that side. I don't need to go all the way out my way. All right, look, I don't.
But Tio, real quick,
everything's gonna come to light very soon, man. Everything.
Yeah, sure. Tio,
it just didn't sit well with me, guys. It did not sit well with me. I'm the takeover, bro. Wherever we go, we're gonna take over. Right. However, why even give people the thought, a chance that they could do something to us?
Yo, Tio, real quick, after you do this, the spaces, whatever, bro. Call your brother Punch, please. Call him.
Please call him,
man. Y'all gotta have a conversation. But besides that, off the Haney topic, I want to talk technical boxing. When I saw, first off, congratulations on your performance with Oliver Barboza, man.
God.
You was using that jab in ways that I've never seen you use that jab before. You were sticking the jab, flicking the jab, faking the jab, hooking off the jab. You know what I'm saying? You was throwing the Andre Ward with your head off the... Exactly. And with that being said, the last round, it looked like if you could have stepped on the gas, you could have got him up out of there. You hit him with some good body shots. You was beating... Could.
Damn,
but then he started throwing punches, and you started doing your showmanship. Why didn't you step on?
This nigga down low want Tio to acknowledge him so bad. Like, he want niggas to feel like he know boxing so bad, nigga. Like, you not saying shit, nigga. All right, he used the fucking jab against Barbosa. Cool.
The guys with their power, was there something that you felt that said, let me not take a chance? Because I want to see you go back to knocking dudes out. I keep hearing people say, oh, Teo don't knock people out no more. And me defending, this is what I tell them. He's fighting guys that are bigger, guys that are more durable. But if you put him in 135 pounder,
he only moved up one weight class.
He knocks him out. Remember when Danny Garcia went to 147? He wasn't knocking dudes out no more. But when he fought guys that came back up from 140, like Brandon Rios and Adrian Granados, Danny was packing them guys up. And I feel like you could have packed up Arnold Barbosa, man. Why didn't you do that, bro?
Because he couldn't?
I think it's really just getting the feels of it again. You know what I'm saying? Getting the feels of it, figuring out, like, personally, like, I just got to say fuck it. I just got to say fuck it. That's all it is. That's what I did with Coleman. That's what I did with a few other guys. I just say fuck it. Just got to go with that killer instinct. Right now, I just been trying to show you guys a different side of me. But everybody wants to see, you know, the knockouts and shit. So I think that that's not going to be a hard change. All we're going to do now is just add it to our arsenal in boxing now.
Bro, if you're going to add knockouts to your fucking arsenal, why not fight Devin Haney? If you're saying that the only way you could beat Devin Haney is by knocking him out, and you're saying you about to add knockouts to your arsenal, why not fight him? Do you see how contradictory this dude is? Oh, I just got to add the knockouts back to my arsenal. I'm going to just add it back to my style. Okay. Do that against Devin Haney. You said the only way you can win is by knockout. If you add it to your arsenal, you should be able to knock him out, right? This sucker shit, bro. You can tell niggas groupies for real too. Like, they can't. You can just tell niggas to be excited to talk to this nigga, bro.
Every day it's a learning experience. That's why I love boxing.
Hey, Teo, let me ask you. So, with the fight not going through with Boots Ennis at 147, do you?
No, hey, I didn't say no. It can still happen, guys. It just won't probably happen. It probably just won't happen with
You heard boy laughing? Oh my God. Yo, niggas is the new bitches now, cuz.
I didn't say no. It can still happen, guys. It just won't probably happen.
As soon as you heard Teo laugh, he was like,
fight not going through with Boots Ennis at 147.
Look.
Hey, I didn't say no. It can still happen, guys. It just won't probably happen. It probably just won't happen with with he.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So
he's still laughing.
You are moving to welterweight.
I can't say that. I'm maintaining at both weights. I'm maintaining at 40 and maintaining for 47. So right now I'm at a comfortable 153. Just maintaining, staying conditioned. So
do you plan on fighting this year regardless of?
Absolutely.
Teo,
you guys all need to see it.
Teo, you gotta smoke that Haney pack already, man. The bottom line, smoke that Haney pack, slay that shit. Hold on, real quick.
Nobody, nigga said nobody interested. You hear that? You hear that one nigga that said that nobody's interested? Those are the fans that entice fighters to be okay with ducking other fighters. Who the fuck is saying that nobody's interested in Haney and Teofimo? Who's saying that? That's one of the best fights that could be made right now. That's one of the best fights that could be made right now, considering their history, the storyline between these two. You know, they got history dating back to 135. They got, they know they've been sparring each other. They done been around. You telling me that nobody's interested, bro? This is what y'all don't want to understand, bro. This is what pisses me off, right? Y'all and Teofimo Lopez did this too. They do everything in their power to make it seem like Devin Haney is not a factor. But what y'all doing by continuously trying to degrade him, all y'all doing is making him more relevant because y'all stay with his name in your fucking mouth. And the more y'all talk about him, the more he's gonna be a top, like the more people are gonna be wanting to speak about him. And the more they speak about him, the more relevant he is. The more relevant he is, the more demand there is gonna be behind him fighting. Fucking idiots.
Right now, this is like a movie already, bro. This is looking like This is like a movie, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine if you put all your thoughts based on emotions, bro.
It's time now, bro. This is boxing, bro. Everybody has a nemesis in boxing.
Yeah,
Sugar Ray Leonard had. Let me talk.
Here you go. Here you go.
Roberto Duran harassing him, violating his wife. You know what I'm saying? He fought him.
Here you go. Bringing up old shit.
Let me say more to Haney's gonna throw him aside, man.
You talking about? All right, look at this though. When Sugar Ray Leonard and Duran fought a second time, or I believe it was the third time, they waited for. All right, so they waited for Duran to blow up and wait, and then they gave him.
That was the second time.
All right, that's when he came out with. It's. But the thing that I carry now is that I have the power to say no because I'm the champion, and I am their champion. All right. Now I'm not gonna stay away from the sport. I'm gonna keep fighting, and we're gonna make bigger and better names to fight. People that actually want to fight us. All right.
Devin Haney wants to fight you. He signed the fucking contract when you didn't. You fucking dickhead.
Not trying to secure a win because they got people on the back end here to help them.
Oh, you hear that?
To fight people that actually want to fight us.
Actually, right? Guys that actually want to fight us, not guys who trying to secure the win. So what he's saying by that is guys who actually want to sit there and trade with him and not guys that's going to try to, use movement and outbox him and shit like that. This is shit that they said way before this whole shit even happened with Devin Haney. Like I said, Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Jr. did a live when they was talking about they ain't fighting nobody unless they stand in front of them from now on. They not want to fight nobody who runs and all this bullshit. This is literally him telling you that he does not want to go up against that style. He said he has the power to say no because he's a champion and he'd rather give you guys, he'd rather fight dudes who's actually going to give him a fight, not trying to secure a victory. Bro, he's snitching on himself. And everybody in the chat acting like they don't hear him. Because I would have been like, what you mean by securing the victory? You would rather have somebody stand in front of you than, use their skills? You felt threatened by, the possibility of somebody trying to box you? You just said you learned how to cut off the ring against Barbosa. What was the issue? Because the reality is, cutting off a ring on Barbosa and cutting a ring off on a Devin Haney is two totally different difficulties. That's what the fuck it is.
Because they got people on the back end here to help them. We're not gonna.
You already got.
Can't nobody help you in that ring, brother.
So we're making it clear. This is all about the disadvantage of the playing field for you. That you feel right that it's for you to take at this very moment.
No, the whole thing is that I did my part in New York in Times Square and I promoted the F out of His Excellency's show, and he did a great job in hosting it, but we basically took it over and then getting stubbed for fight contracts 2 and 3 when it had nothing to do with my fault. Haney and Garcia didn't perform the way they needed to. That's not my fault. So it's basically also a bad position. I got discredited for someone else's faults. That's what I'm not going to do.
You don't get credit. Just like with the Canelo.
What? How he get discredited?
Teo. Yeah. Teo, so did His Excellency actually speak to you about your performance?
No. He never even gave me. Look, to be frank with y'all, we didn't even get to go back in the fucking, excuse my language, but we didn't even get to go back in the arena. His Excellency is doing his part. He got so many things they got to host on, okay? However, if I'm doing the most, which I did, right, and showing the most, which we accomplished, I just feel like treat the champion in that regard the highest. But who do they show afterwards is Haney and Dev and Bill. They show them after the fight. They show them after their fight. And I think that a lot of this is intertwined to something else. If you guys go back,
this dude is so fucking jealous, bro. He's so jealous. He wants to be at the top of the mountain so fucking bad. He just wants to be the uno so bad. And whenever somebody else gets a little bit of attention, he can't handle it. This dude is literally just fucking reeking of jealousy on this joint right now. He's so mad that Devin Haney's getting attention. He thought that Devin Haney was down and out after that Ryan Garcia situation. And then when he was able to bounce back and get a fucking victory, and people talk, he just so mad that everybody's talking about Devin Haney and not talking about him. Miles Jordan said, "Nigga mad, he ain't no fan favorite. Nobody knows you. Truth be told, T.O. Definitely mad he ain't the fan favorite. He want to be accepted so bad. He's a habitual fucker-upper, and that he gets mad when people don't want to fuck with him because he fucks up so much." And they said they cut his pay in half. Who the fuck would want to, bro? This is the thing. I've been hearing that Turki Al-Sheikh, if you decide to fight in the U.S., he's going to pay you less than when in comparison to you fighting in Riyadh. That's his prerogative. Turki Al-Sheikh's main objective is to get tourists and people to come over to Riyadh. He wants Riyadh to be like the new Las Vegas in terms of like big sporting events and entertainment and things of that nature. All right. So if his main objective is to get Riyadh popping, he's going to put that incentive out there that, okay, if you fight in Riyadh, you're going to get this much money. If you still want to fight under a Riyadh season card, but in the U.S., we're going to pay you, but it's not going to be as much as how much it would be in Riyadh. That's it. He the one putting the bread up. He can dictate all of that, and that's his prerogative to do so. So he bitching about the fight being in Riyadh because they Muslims over there, but then he's willing to fight in the U.S. under a Muslim against a Muslim. Wouldn't he fuck you over at any place? He making it seem like the location is such an issue, bro. So knowing what we know about the sport of boxing, I've seen fighters get fucked over on a Bob Arum card. I've seen fighters get fucked over on a PBC card. I've seen fighters get fucked over on a Matchroom card. I've seen fighters get fucked over on a Queensberry card. Bro, I've seen robberies happen on every network, every promotion. I've seen it happen at local shows here in Philly. I've seen it happen on the biggest stages in the sport of boxing. I've seen it happen at mid-level. Bro, I've seen robberies happen all over the place. So the fact that you're trying to single out Turki Al-Sheikh as being like this corrupt ass crook when you got 2 gifts under your belt alone, it make you come across as like this Islam phobic type motherfucker. You coming across as like one of these, and it is racist. It's racist. You singling out this dude. You insinuating that this dude Turki Al-Sheikh is corrupt when the dude that you was fighting under for the majority of your career has been investigated by the FBI for rigging fights. But you're not singling him out. Bullies, what is you talking about, Bullies? What is we talking about? Because every time I'm over here just addressing the reality of the situation, and you always trying to play devil's advocate. Let's see what you got to say. He said, Mark, everything was agreed to, and he said he was supposed to make a certain amount for the second fight. So when he inserted Devin, his pay got cut in half. So he said, make in America then. How much is he getting paid? Do you know how much he's getting paid? How do you know he's telling the truth? When this nigga just lied about $11 million pay tag, they say he lied about $11 million price tag. Who's to say that he's telling the truth about numbers? Bill said it too. What did Bill say? What did Bill say? What's the price then? Tell me what's the price. How much is he getting paid? If you run the niggas defense, you got to know the ins and out about the situation. Otherwise, it's hard for me to understand where you coming from. What's the numbers? You can't run to somebody's defense and talk about people's. Okay, what if that split? What if that cutting in half shit? What if that cutting in half shit? Bill said he should have just adjusted like they did. Let's listen, right? So I don't know these numbers, right? But let's say it's a situation where even if they cut it in half, that's still Teofimo Lopez's highest payday to date. Then what? He turned down a career high payday. Then what? He's a duck regardless, bro. He's a duck regardless. Yeah, Tease, you missed out, man. It's at the beginning of the video. Sorry about that. But yeah, like I don't understand. I don't understand what your point is. And if Devin and them said they willing to adjust, then he should be willing to too. If he really want to fight, he don't want to fight, bro. Miles Jordan said 5.5, which is half of 11 million. Still the most Teo made in his career. Teo ain't cracked 1 mil. He not a popular fighter. And he hates that he's not. He hates that he's not. That's why he be hating on, oh man, Top Rank can keep all they black fighters, man. He mad because the black fighter's doing better than him. I remember when he heard about Shakur Stevenson's deal. I think he was getting $5 million a fight. Devin was like, oh no, he should get paid what I get paid. Hating on Shakur Stevenson payday. He be pocket watching niggas. He hate that motherfuckers is more popular than him. He mad that niggas got a fan base and he don't. So he jump out the window and he resorts to any tactic possible to try to get attention. And that includes making derogatory comments towards black people. That includes, lying. And he said he calls it pimping the media. Like he does a lot of shit. Make boxing great again. So he's tapping into like that Donald Trump vibe. You know what I'm saying? Which I'll be noticing too. Like he does a lot of fuck shit, bro. And he do all that to avoid niggas. He was supposed to fight Subriel Matias. They offer him what, 2.5 million, some shit like that. But he was bitching because the fight was gonna happen in California or somewhere on the West Coast. So he turned the fight down because he didn't like the location. This dude literally finds any avenue. When he doesn't like a style matchup or he doesn't like a particular opponent, he will find any little wherever he can find wiggle room at, he's gonna use that as an avenue to avoid the fight in its entirety. Subriel, oh, it's at the wrong location. Devin Haney, oh, he Muslim, and this is gonna happen in a Muslim country. I don't want to get fucked over. Just sounds like an insecure nigga who don't believe in himself. That's what it sounds like to me. Niggas is pulling his card, niggas want to rumble him, and he not with it. He'd rather just keep fighting whoever he wants to fight, and that's it. Keep talking like you this big star, nigga. Bro, you wasn't even selling out the small room at MSG, cuz. You ain't got no fan base. You lost the Puerto Rican fans. The only nigga that stuck around that was Puerto Rican is Down Low. That's the only nigga that stood around is Down Low. And that's probably because he on the down low. Down low's boxing. It was the only Puerto Rican that stood around. Everybody else done left your ass because all you doing is you disrespecting black people and they fucked with you, so they left you behind. You disrespected Puerto Rican people, they fuck with you, they left you behind. Honduras don't give a fuck about you because they don't even follow boxing. I had pulled up a whole Wikipedia page the other day talking about how there's probably like 4 professional fighters that's from Honduras. And Teofimo one of them. Don't nobody care about that over there. He ain't got no, he's a nigga with no land. What Earl Spence say? That nigga couldn't sell out a family dinner. He's a bum. Well, I'm not gonna say he's a bum, but he's not. You not hot, my nigga. Like you not a hot commodity in this boxing shit, cuz. And you keep trying to make it seem you think because you beat Loma and Josh Taylor that you this big megastar. No, nigga, you not. You ain't got the juice like that, nigga. Simple. Yeah, and the niggas don't even know whether he from Brooklyn or not. Don't nobody respect you in Brooklyn. They saying you from Florida. Niggas from Florida saying you from Brooklyn. Don't know, nobody fuck with you, bro. Niggas from your hometown don't even take pride in knowing that you from there. Niggas be claiming Hitchens and Berlanga more than you, and neither one of them accomplished what you did. That just go to show that you ain't shit. You ass juice, nigga. Keep it a buck. Fuck is we even talking about? Yeah, he was carrying, bro. T.O. be having identity crisis and shit, bro. He was waving that Honduran flag around. Then in another fight, he holding that Spaniard flag. You know what I'm saying? When he got a gift against a real fucking Spaniard. Now you over here trying to hold this Mexican flag, over here trying to smile for these Mexicans because you was glazing them niggas. Then you got mad when they didn't want to work with you. You can't even get a training camp to it. You can't even get a well-respected coach to stick around with you. Your fans don't fuck with you. I mean, niggas don't fuck with you for them to be a part of your fan base. Your own ethnicity don't fuck with you, and coaches don't even fuck with you. And you got this fucking idea in your head that you this big mega star, and they still don't care about you, and that shit drives you crazy because you want to be him so bad, and you just a regular nigga in everybody's eyes. Niggas still bringing up the Loma win. Nigga, that was back in 2020, nigga. I'm sick of these niggas. Like, these niggas get one good win. Niggas get one good win. You feel me? And that's just enough. Oh, I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm the most accomplished fighter. Nigga, you got 2 credible wins on your resume. And I damn near don't want to give you the Josh Taylor one because he ain't look shit. He looked like straight shit since he got that gift against Catterall. You ain't fight the Josh Taylor that beat Jose Ramirez. You did not beat him, bro. He looked like dog shit against Catterall. He never bounced back. You took advantage of that. You beat him. Nigga ain't look like, and he still didn't look like shit. A couple weeks ago, he ain't look like shit. Well, I ain't gonna say he ain't look like shit. He looked like shit in his last fight a couple weeks ago or a week ago, whatever it was. He talking about, and he's sitting there in this live talking about he cleared out 140. Nigga, no, you didn't. No, you did not. Josh Taylor did. You don't just you just don't absorb this nigga accolades because you beat him. The fuck? So if I go beat Pacquiao, am I an 8th division world champion? No, dickhead. You beating Josh Taylor when he got a lot of his belts stripped and he relinquished some. Don't make you an undisputed champion. You did not beat him at that point in time where he had all the belts, so you cannot say you cleared out the division. Stop rewriting your own history, you nut ass nigga. Fuck is wrong with you? Nigga want to avoid Devin Haney so bad, he just want to call himself undisputed and just completely forget the idea that Devin Haney had a belt at the same time as him. Devin Haney had the belt that you was missing, sir. But you so scared to fight this nigga, you trying to undermine, you trying to degrade his accomplishments to make yourself you look like you the superior. Whole time you not. You had more belts than him, but you never proved you was better than him. You was never undisputed, cuz. Those 5 fucking fights he got at 140. This nigga got, he got 6 fights at 140, got 1 stoppage. Nigga, you shooting less than 20% from the field in the knockout department. Nigga, get the fuck out of here telling niggas that they pillow fisted. Nigga, ever since you been to 140, you been punching like Malinaji. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah, Low came on here one time talking about Tio was undisputed. I said, no, the fuck he not. He was like, oh, we're not going to get into that. Yeah, of course we not, nigga. Because you not going to win that. Down Low's boxing don't know shit like Mazuma TV. Go ahead and go tell him that.
Bill. They show him after the fight. They show him after their fight. And I think that a lot of this is intertwined to something else. If you guys go back to Lil Yachty and Tank talks about how, he heard that Turkey said that Haney is his guy.
And what you do?
You go back into that
fight on a Turkey card right after that.
He did say that.
All right. So
you sound dumb as shit bringing up that point, but then right after that interview that Tank had with Lil Yachty, you went and fought on a Turkey card. Like, you can't do that. You can't be bringing up interviews with niggas that talk shit about Turkey. Go do a fight with Turkey, and then when Turkey do some shit you don't like, then you want to bring up the old shit. Man, get the fuck out of here. That's the equivalent of your mans or whoever telling you that bitch a cold whore, and that you go ahead and cuff that cold whore, you know what I'm saying? That when you and that cold whore have a falling out, they're like, oh man, well my man, let me tell you though, man, my homie told me before that she a hoe. We're like, all right, but you still, you know what I mean? You still entertain the bitch. So what? You sound dumb. How you gonna throw shade on Turkey Al-Sheikh when you just did a fight with this nigga? Bring up some old shit that was brought up before you even started working with him. You sound like a cold nut, nigga. To be honest with you.
If Haney,
shout out to the 27 people that's in the building. Hit the likes, y'all.
Is his guy, and they want me to go that way. Is it like basically stating out without stating that I'm meant to lose while I'm over there? The only way I get the win is by knocking him out, and that's what Tank said too. And Tank is a knockout artist, right?
Yeah, I think punch. So what you're saying, that guy was trying to say before, is that you don't see that things will be on an even playing field as we speak over there, because you would have to do above and beyond, which, like you said, probably having to knock him out.
The only way we get the job done is by knocking him out, and I'm not taking away from my skill set.
Yes, you are, nigga. Yes, you are. And you brought up that point because you know you questioning your skill set. Ain't nobody ever questioned your skill set when you made that statement. You turned around and brought up your skill set right after saying the only way I could beat him is by knocking him out. You know what it is, cuz. You know you are questioning your skill set. You're the only one who brought your skill set up to the equation. It's because in your head, you know from a skill set standpoint, you not fucking with him.
The job done is by knocking him out, and I'm not taking away from my skill set.
Yes, you
However,
are. You don't believe in yourself.
Call a spade a spade.
Now,
yeah, call a spade a spade.
You mentioned about the principle. You signed a 3-fight deal. You did your part. You carried the whole damn promotion. We know that. Ain't nobody blind to that. And you had the performance of the night while the other two flunkies failed. And so you're now expecting to be treated as, hey, I did my part above and beyond, but now you're treating me like I'm, your stepson over here. Is that where we're at right now?
No, it's not even that. Like, I don't want to put more bad mouth on anyone. His Excellency carries a lot of weight in the sport of boxing, so I can't say that. However,
bottom line, look at this guy, Miles Sadiq, whatever the fuck his name is. So his bottom line is you can't fight someone who runs in the ring. Canelo last fight shows that. If you have the tools necessary to fight somebody who uses movement in the ring, then you can fight them. You can fight them. And that sound like another casual boxing take for somebody who ain't never get in no fucking ring before to understand that. That's not the bottom line. At all. The bottom line is if you know how to cut off a fucking ring, then you can make somebody who moves around in the ring fight you. And if Canelo knew how to cut off the ring against William Skull, then William Skull would have had to fight Canelo up off of him. That's the bottom line. How the fuck can you run inside a ring? See, look. Did I ever say that? Look, did I ever say that Canelo doesn't? Did I ever say Canelo ain't got no skill set? I said he didn't cut off the ring against William Skull, and that's why William Skull was able to move all around the ring. This motherfucker knew how to cut off the ring. Then William Skull would have had no choice but to fight Canelo. You know why? Because they're inside an enclosed space, so there's nowhere for William Skull to run. That's the bottom line. Who said that Canelo ain't had skill set? You ain't hear that from me. I said a lot of shit about Canelo on here. I never said that. I said he didn't cut off the ring. So because he didn't cut off the ring, William Skull was able to move, had that performance that he had. We keep throwing shade on motherfuckers for fighting their style instead of having the tools necessary to neutralize that fighter's style. It ain't William Skull's job to make shit easier for Canelo. Canelo need to go get it. What is we even talking about? Niggas just want everything handed to him. Like, why you running from me, man? Stop running from me, man. Stop running. Why you running from me, man? Oh, shit. popping out this motherfucker. What's popping out this motherfucker? Boxing needs a stalling penalty. See, I can tell he came from that Whole Biz the adult page. You feel what I'm saying? You worried about the wrong shit, brother. How about a PED penalty? How about permanent bans for habitual drug cheats? How about, shit like that? Yeah, you definitely a casual, brother. This shit called boxing. It ain't called fighting. It's supposed to be a fight. Song. But yeah, it's like y'all motherfuckers is so like scared of that outboxing style. Y'all just want to remove it. Like just like just like how the Eagles got that push tush or tush push move. You know what I'm saying? The whole NFL the motherfuckers came together to try to stop the tush push from, being a thing instead of just finding ways to stop it. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all so intimidated by outboxers. Y'all so scared that y'all favorite fighter will get beat by an outboxer that y'all motherfuckers trying to eliminate that rule overall. We need a stalling penalty. The fuck you mean a stalling penalty? How about cutting the fucking ring off so there won't be no stalling in the fight? I don't understand. Like, y'all just want to make niggas make shit easier for their opponents. No, your job is to make shit as difficult as you can for your opponent. And you got to use the tools that you have necessary in order to make it difficult. If a motherfucker has good movement, use your fucking movement. And your opponent needs to find a way to stop you from moving. You can't run in a boxing ring, cuz. Please show me someone who cuts off an outboxer. David Benavidez. Watch David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. That's all you need to see, brother. You could watch David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. You could watch David Benavidez versus David Morrell. That's just one fighter. How about Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny Edwards? You got a lot to learn, brother. You don't know boxing, dog. I can tell. Ralph said watch Resendiz versus Plant last week. Yeah, watch that. Tank versus Frank Martin. That's another good one. Earl versus Ugas. That's another good one. Shit happens all the time. That shit really popping outside. Shit crazy. It's a bunch of motherfuckers out here. Shit, you can watch Tim Tszyu versus Joey Spencer. Tim Tszyu versus Tony Harrison. You can watch Subriel Matias versus Malik Hawkins. There's plenty of them. Yeah, bro. We need to give like people. You know what's so sad about boxing too? And I know for fighters to make like them big fucking paydays, casual fans got to be in the mix and shit like that. But it'd be sad that casual boxing fans be getting more like respect than the hardcore boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? Should be sad. I appreciate you, Miles. Thank you, man. But it'd be sad that the casuals be getting more credit, be getting more say-so than hardcore boxing fans. And hardcore boxing fans are the ones that stick around. No casual fans come around whenever they want. You know what I mean? The hardcore boxing fans, they the ones that's loyal to the soil. Triple G versus Willie Monroe's another good one. Man, bro, I hated Triple G so bad at that time, bro, that I wanted Willie Monroe to box the shit out of him. Like, bad, bro. And Willie Monroe started off good, and then Triple G just caught that nigga with a mean-ass hook. Man, I was upset. Miles Jordan said, boxing casuals worse than basketball because most boxing casuals ain't never stepped foot in the ring. Most basketball casually done hoop before. Yeah. That's true. That's definitely true. What the fuck? Niggas don't know how to act when they get warm outside, boy. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love. As always, if you ever go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. You see what I'm saying? I'll be back at y'all with another live, and hopefully, I can give you guys a live fight commentary with Abdullah Mason and Jeremiah Nakatila. You feel what I mean? Like I said, I'm gonna be away for an amateur boxing event tomorrow, so I'm gonna be away. I'm gonna be away for a good amount of time. Hopefully, I can finish up a little early so I can make it back to the crib and chop it up with y'all, man. But if anything, I'll give you guys my post-fight reaction. You know, at the least, I'll give you guys my post-fight reaction. So I have a blessed, beautiful night. You feel what I mean? Shout out to the nation and the mob, man. I'm up out of here. Y'all have a good one. Peace.